here is our plank workout for you guys. So we're gonna start with just basic static planks to get going, okay? So with these, you can either be elbows and knees is gonna be your modified version. Elbows and toes is gonna be a little bit of a step up from that, okay? You can go hands and toes, and then you can also do hands and knees as well to modify that if you need. The goal would be that you can be in the hands and knees or the hands and toes or the elbows and toes position for most of these, okay? You want to be able to hold these positions for, I would say, at least 45 seconds, okay? So that should be kind of the first goal, is being able to do a 45-second to a minute plank in either the elbows and toes, hands and toes position. But make sure you have good form. Make sure you can keep straight alignment. You're not sagging, your butt's not lifting up throughout. If it is, then we don't want you to move too much further into the harder ones because you got to get this basis down first, okay? So we are going to show you a little bit different variety of planks though that add some movement, because if you are able to hold a static plank for 45 seconds to a minute, you need to challenge yourself in other ways, and the core is one of the best things for athletes to have strong, okay? So we're going to start doing what's called a pike. So hands is going to be elbows and toes. Her core is going to be nice and tight, and all she's doing is lifting up the center of her body and back down into that plank position. Notice when she comes back down, she's going back into that good plank. She's not sagging too far. You want to keep that back nice and straight, okay? Now, you can do reps with these. So you could do 10, 15, you could do it for time, 20, 30 seconds. You guys kind of have to figure out what works for you. But you do want to try to do these all at least probably twice to start. Maybe start with one time through and then see if you can do another set, okay? So our next one, same thing. She's going to be elbows and toes. And she's going to reach out in front of her, one arm at a time, and trying to tap the floor, get a good shift. You don't want to try to rotate too much, keep that core tight. I mean, you'll rotate a little as you shift, and that's okay. But the more in center you can be, the harder it's going to make it, okay? Then, if you guys have heard of the up-down planks, those are fun, okay? So you can start toes and hands, and then Nancy's going to drop down to her elbows and toes and then back up, okay? And I usually suggest switching the arm that you push back up with, so you could do 5 or 10 on one side, then switch to the other side. It kind of depends on where you're at with that. Definitely try to use both, okay? Then another good one is being in the hands and toes and doing a shoulder tap. So this one, you can have a little bit wider feet to help you stabilize as you need. The more narrow your feet are, it's going to be a little bit harder. But each time you go to that shoulder, you're really working, stabilizing through there, but keep that core tight. Again, try not to rotate too much with those, okay? Then we've done some of the moving the feet in our previous videos, but just kind of a refresher. You can be on the hands and toes, and you can bring your knee up kind of across your chest and then back both ways, or you can bring it out to the side. You can combo them. Perfect. There are definitely a lot of different movements that you can do with the feet, and you can do all of that. That could be one. You could do separate them. It's kind of up to you on how you work that, but there's a few different variations of how you can move your feet when you're doing planks, and try to test yourself. I mean, you want to work a few reps each way.
Yeah.
Okay. Then lovely side planks, okay? So same thing, you want to start being able to do a static side plank, whether that could be on your forearm and your feet. Yep, that's perfect. Or feet stacked, feet in front. Easier version, like Nancy started, was the knee down, okay? This is going to be your hand and feet, okay? And nice straight line. Again, you want to try to hold that at least for those side planks. You want to be able to get a good 30, 45 seconds. If you can do a minute, that's awesome. But side planks are definitely a lot harder than front planks. So you want to make sure you can get a good static hold before you progress too much with those, okay? So we can do a variation of a hip drop. with a side plank. So you can be on your feet and your hand, dropping the hip down, coming back up to neutral, okay? You can also do this on your elbow and your feet as well. It's a little bit less range of motion, so a little bit easier, but definitely still works, okay? Then, the rotation with the reach underneath. So you start with the hand up, rotate it under, coming back. This is a really good one for core strength and also balance, okay? And again, you want to do all of these on both sides and make sure if you're doing reps or if you're doing time, it's equal both ways, okay? You will find one way that's harder than the other, and that's okay. And last one for the side is just being in a static plank position and then lifting the top leg, okay? So this is quite a bit
I had to
harder.
wait to the end. I can do it if I put an arm down. There we go.
Perfect. Good. And then you can also do this on your elbow and foot, or if you have a hard time doing it, you can put your bottom knee down, lift the top leg, and start from there, okay? I mean, it just kind of depends on where everyone's at, but this is a good way to start. Go from there, okay? All right, there's our plank session for the workout.